Alright, how you doing? This is me, Zacarias, and I just saw a video that on Facebook, and we're going to talk about the reason why uh, I'm glad it's going to react to the making a video. And I need to know this as a history lesson they don't teach you in school. Of course, many of us are mixed with white, those are African descent in this country, besides Native American. And I know it's shameful to mention because even though I have a fourth grandmother who didn't rape nobody, who was a white woman, okay, had a child after slavery that was quadrupled. There, many folks talk about the rape and why you mention that white blood, that's claimed to be pure black and this and that. And I always ask the question, so if it was reversed, would you say that this is a white woman that was raped by a black and Native American man, or you can deny that even the child might come out looking ethnic and the rest of the descendants come looking ethnic and they claim to be white and they don't look, you know what I'm saying? So, the reason why I mention this because I don't claim the white heritage if there any rape in the family tree just to clarify that particular person who did the crime. And I said it was a crime, or the sin, we want to call it. No, there are people before that person who had nothing to do with that. So let's get that. For you know what I'm saying? For example, there's a woman, O'Donoghue, who was raped by a man. It was nighttime, so she didn't know who the attacker was, and the baby came out mixed, and she realized it had to be a part black, child. And she didn't abort the baby, and she said she glad she did not abort the baby because it taught her about culture that she did not know and about this white woman. You know, she didn't think the rapers. No, she think the child was innocent. And the reason I'm bringing this up because we need to start announcing who we are as a people, that we're not pure black, to remind people the history. We have a president now who is a white racist, and people don't want to admit it, includes those of minority groups who voted for him. And the more we lie and deny who we are, we make history look silly. You can't get mad at the public school not teaching your history when you deny your own history. So even though that it happened, at least remind America is not all a Christian country, and doing the colonization in the Americas of European claiming it's a Christianization when it was not. We have to prove it and be and tell the truth like it is, and tell the truth that we are the proof of what happened back then. The reason why I mention this, and I'm glad we're talking about this, and we're talking about the race play. People who participate in this, especially those Africans, need to know their roots and know where they come from, and know that the fact that they are mixed heritage, and not, even though not all mixing came from, there were interracial marriages during slavery. Free people of color did marry in the service that my ancestor Nathaniel Bacon had got the black slaves and the white indentured service together to burn Virginia Capitol when they was getting oppressed by the white elite wealthy in Virginia. Yeah, because my full grandma was related to Nathaniel Bacon and Bacon Rebellion. Okay. It was interested in marrying and even mating with slaves willfully, not rape or anything. You had to know your history. That they're now bringing this back. Okay? And in porn, in places they're making a joke out of interracial couples. It's sad that single race relationships, or should I say monoracial relationships, they have BDSM, but it's not degrading. But if it's a minority group, it's not white, or if it's, interracial, especially the white person being the mistress, or the white slave mistress, or the slave master in that, and if it's straight, gay, bi, you need to know your history. The buck breaking came from this mess. And whoever who's producing these films and who's displaying this shit need to be checked in 2016. You want to check Donald Trump? Check these people. Butt breaking was back in the day where the slave master would rape the African American descendant male, would be pure mixed, so they can dehumanize, emasculate, and make him feel less than a man. And I think this was why many of our brothers are so hyper masculine today. A lot of this happened, where even the pimp image come from, was that they would have these sex camps, whatever they call it, where they would not only tell the women in the community to have sex with the master and sell them to the master, or say master, or say white men in the community, but also little girls, little boys, all this stuff. Now, of course, I do believe in traditional marriage, but you can't get mad about why we have gay marriage legalized for Obama administration when we had this going on during a time when people was calling this a Christian country because it was a white Anglo-Saxon Protestant country. Okay. And I see why a lot of white folks, when we mention we got white DNA, hate that guilt because we know what happened during slavery. So, and the reason I'm bringing this up, because the race play mess and butt breaking comes from a lot of this mess. You have brothers and sisters, dark, light, whatever, claim to be mixed or claim to be pure black, participate in this mess, straight, gay, bi, lesbian, whatever it is, participate in this mess, don't know their damn history. And they need to know their history because they're participating in the mess that happened back in the day. And the reason why, we brought this up is also, this reason why Jamaica is the most homophobic country. And let me say this, okay? I don't condone killing someone who is straight, who is gay, lesbian, bi. Let's not forget that Jesus is not perfect. I know I cussed in the video. Jesus who not sin cast the first stone when it became the sexual sin, because the woman who was guilty of sexual sin in the community, 19 of those scribes and Pharisees slept with her too. Let me say the reason why this. You got a bunch of fornicators and adulterers. You're not killing them. And some of the people who want to kill the quote-unquote body man or faggot or whatever, 9-10 could be down low or either guilty of sexual sin when it comes to adultery and fornication. So if you want to stone kill somebody because of that, you should be doing the same thing too. Because at the end of the day, God does not have, because even though Jesus is God and He has mercy, and Jesus died on the cross so we can have that mercy, so we wouldn't, deal with condemnation and all this other stuff and be stoned to death like they did back in the Pharisee days, especially coming from the Old Testament, the Old Covenant. You need to understand that you need to show mercy to everybody, including myself. I know I ain't perfect, but if you want to be more than holy than I am, please be a better person by being showing some mercy. If I don't see no mercy in your walk, I know you by your fruit. You're not really doing the right thing. But the reason why I bring this up, because you have to know the reason why Jamaica has a history of being homophobic because of butt breaking. Because these white men, usually English, because English colonized Jamaica, they would get African descendant men and rape them in front of their families, from their wives, from their children, rape the boys, rape the women, especially the little girls. And then when you mention you got white blood in you, you need to know that you're not making yourself going on with the master. You're actually going against him, because anytime you deny that's happening in your roots, you making him look like a saint. Make master who did this shit, sorry to cuss, look terrible. And the white folks to get offended by that, let them remind them where they came from. What happened back in the day that America and the rest of the Americas were not all that great due to the colonization. So when I mention the white part of my roots, do I feel guilty about what happened? No, because I don't rape nobody. The people that should feel guilty, those contribute to what happened, meaning the abuse and dehumanizing of my African and Native American descendant people and my family trait. You get what I'm saying? So they should want to feel guilty. So every time white folks give you that look, they don't want to admit that they're guilty when they're in racism. Okay? If they did not feel that way, they will accept you into the community exactly and say you're part of them. But when they deny that, they don't want to admit the guilt, the repercussion of what happened back in the day. Because we are the repercussion, we are the results of what happened. We also the good that came out, the bad. One thing, and the reason why I ain't perfect, but I noticed someone doing wrong and talks about that God changes curses into blessing. And of course, in the New Testament, talk about take the good out the evil. We are the good that came out the evil, y'all. So don't feel guilty. The ones who contribute to the racism, the right racist Trump supporters, the KKK, the secret racists that claim to be liberal in your face, they the ones should feel guilty every time they see you, because we are the result of what the ancestors, which that our ancestors too, did to our African and Native ancestors. We didn't rape anybody, so don't feel guilty. And I'm glad I mentioned that. So when they see me, they remind what white pappy did a long time ago, raping women and children and men too, and claim this is a Christian country. Get mad about homosexual rights. Well, hey, you brought it with you when you came in. Yeah, you sure did. You brought the Bible, but you made your own interpretation of the Bible. Not the true church. You not the church so bad that Jesus brought on this earth that Peter went to Rome, 1 Peter chapter 5:13, and brought there. You don't want to hear about it. You want to make sure that any sex abuse scandals in that church is known. But the Protestant, especially the white Protestant churches, because you know the black Protestant, black Protestant gonna get me on the news. Like what happened in Bishop, whatever his name is. Y'all know what I'm talking about in Atlanta. You know that brother, yeah. Okay, whatever his name is. Y'all know what I'm talking about, okay? But they're not gonna bring it up to me in white. And if you know your history, know your research. Philip Jenkins, who is a Protestant convert, he's a Catholic, wrote a book called Priests and Pedophiles, and pedophiles or priests, something like that. And he mentioned it's mostly the Protestant churches who are guilty of sexual abuse scandals against kids. Yes, the media does not let you know about that in America. Remember, this is a white Anglo-Saxon Protestant country. Even Kennedy, who was a Catholic, was killed as a president. So they think you guys exactly. They don't talk about the sexual scandal in the White House during the 80s with the Bush and Reagan administration at Boys Town. And Lawrence King, he was in Falcon. No, Lawrence King, the bright dude that was for President Reagan, was part of the light-skinned brother, was part of that sexual abuse scandal. And he got in jail. But the other politicians, especially the white ones, who was in the White House and bringing boys from Boys Town in Nebraska and having sex with them. Look that up, y'all. Kidnapping. They had a, you think what's on the web, they talking about that? Oh, no, y'all. No. You have a web of people before the internet was available to people. Remember, the military invented the internet. Yes. They were kidnapping boys and selling them for sex trafficking. They always talk about the Latin American countries and the immigrants doing that situation, but they don't talk about their dirt here. Don't forget it's the same administration that talks about Christian values and family values and all that other stuff too. That's the reason why they wanted Bush and Reagan to become president. But at the same time, while the administration, that sex scandal did not come out, they tried to hide it from the media. And they try to hide from you in the classroom that homosexuality did exist. Forced homosexuality. So I see why, and I'm not agreeing with the white, anybody, being prison raped. I will admit, if you had molested a child and you guilty and you don't have no remorse of it, that's raped somebody, that's different. God help me on that part, because we don't want to wish bad luck on anybody, because all of us are sinners. He's a judge, not me, anybody else. But I see why some brothers who's in their mass incarceration and Latino brothers rape white. And I'm not saying it's okay. Don't get me wrong. I'm not saying it's okay. So don't just slander me, y'all. But I see why it would happen back in the day. Happen today. Because remember, they only rape the Native Americans too. And the men too. Latin America, both Afro-Latino and the Native in Latin America were raped by the men. The men was right there too. So before y'all start talking bad about here in Americas and white colonization and white people made it a great nation and civilization, all that other stuff, but for white people mean civilization, remember during the making of their quote-unquote civilization, this mess was going on. They keep this very hidden. And you have people who want to go with white people for race play, who are of color. Not looking for a respectful relationship. I respect you, you respect me, and we don't participate in that mess. But you want to get in race play, where you dehumanize and call out your name because you're of color. Are you serious? And you want to know why do you get treated like a trash today? Okay, so let me make it short. That's why when I heard about the sister who's getting called all type of names with a Trump supporter, I didn't feel sorry until we heard more information. I had to apologize to that sister. But the Hispanic woman who's had babies by that white man, if she get caught all type of WB, I bet you participate in that too with that white man too. Being a Malinche of the situation. Look that up.